Greetings, fellow musicologists. I'm Alex Tamulus. Welcome to the channel. I'm obsessed with Squid Game show from Netflix. Today's reflection is, what if we were telling the tales of the games through rock and metal songs? Which songs would we use? So sit back, buckle up, headphones on, and let me warn you that there are many spoilers ahead. Squid Game is a social allegory. That means it's got, hidden meanings. In this case, it's kind of like a moral, political type of show, and it's pictured in a dystopian way. Stress, inequality, lack of opportunity, and employment, stuff that was presented also in the movie Parasite. Our characters are debt-ridden. They have financial struggles. But now we get to the moment when the players, they ask the questions, they ask the questions to one of the supervisors there, the ones who wear masks with a square symbol. So player 456 asks, how much is the prize money? And the moment that he asks that, we can start listening to Pink Floyd and the classic song Money. It's a perfect song to match that huge piggy bank on top of the players. And Roger Waters' words, they help us understand this scene perfectly. Money, it's a gas. He's right. Money functions here as gasoline, as energy. It boosts us to keep going, to desire it. So Dave Gilmour sings, grab that money with both hands and make a stash. So that's the motto for capital accumulation. This is the goal of the game. It's to entice you to grab as much as you can, but at the same time, it wants you to spend it afterwards, to keep the circle going. When they say money is a hit, well, it's a metaphor for its success, being something that everyone loves, but it can also mean it's a drug, and it works like a drug in our bodies. So Pink Floyd links money to the root of all evil. In the case of Squid Game, it couldn't be more accurate. Everything begins with greed, with despair. So what's the song that goes really well with the first game, Red Light, Green Light? I'm going to go with System of a Down, Chop Suey, the most successful metal song in the 21st century, according to Metal Hammer magazine. So to me, the song is about the S word. The title is a play on words, not to say the Suey word. And in our case, it is fitting because the players up to this point are really unaware of the true meaning of the word eliminated when they sign that contract. So when they're informed, they notice, or at least they should notice, that their chances are 1 in 456. So it's very, very slim. It's almost like a Suey mission, kind of like a kamikaze for trying to beat these games. After the first game, they can totally grab a brush and put a little makeup in order to hide the scars and fade away the shakeup so that everyone else doesn't see how depressed and traumatized they really are. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? Well, he wanted to. The keys, they symbolize the tool to control a person's life. Why did you bet on horses? Well, you wanted to. Why did you invest in the future market? You also wanted to. In the pre-chorus, we hear, I don't think you trust in my self-righteous. So that word, I can't say the word. I believe the algorithm will flag the video. But we feel that these people have no other way out. It's the last stake. It's the last resort, to quote Papa Roach here, to see if they're able to control their lives. And unfortunately, it's the exact opposite. So, let's take a look at the section, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. And Father, into your hands, why have you forsaken me? These are like perfect prayers for dying souls, for people who, like Jesus and other prophets, they are really close to the end. So it's the last conversation here. It's that negotiation. And before we switch to game 2, the players vote democratically if they want to stop or to continue the game. So this reminds me of a song called Downfall by the Architects. So cast your votes. Watch them shed their skin. Every snake has its price. If the money's on the table, they don't think twice. So cast your votes. Watch them shed their skin. This part sums up the mentality of the ones who are entangled with money. Even with very slim chances, they still prefer to play the game since they can make huge amounts of cash. Oh, just one person. What are the odds, right? This is a far-fetched idea and 99% of the players will die. This is what's absolutely, to me, it's mind-boggling. And by this moment, I think 255 people are already gone. And we're left with 201 players. And now game number 2 is right around the corner. So what's the song that reveals the secret of beating this next game? Well, to beat the game and to give you a little comic relief, the right answer would be Lick It Up by Kiss. So our intrepid, debt-stricken players, they played the candy game with different strategies. The main character, Gi-Hun, Sung Gi-Hun, repeatedly licks the candy to loosen the umbrella shape from that middle part. And it's a trick that's really effective, and the song by Kiss couldn't be more fitting. What about game 3? Well, this one is a classic tug of war. And it's a great moment for us to remember a song by Paul McCartney. The character Il-Nam here is kind of like the coach of the team. So let's take a look at a couple of the lines that stand out. We were trying to outdo each other in a tug of war. The competition is fierce and we're fighting for life here. It's a tug of war, but I can't let go. If I do, it'll take a tumble, and the whole thing is going to crumble. This part is super linked to the situation that our intrepid characters face in Squid Game. In years to come, they may discover what the air we breathe and the life we lead are all about, but it won't be soon enough. Well, this shows that Il-Nam leads a life of someone who's very wealthy and bored, someone who wants fun and finds amusement in despair along with other wealthy friends, unfortunately. So the lives of the players, they resemble the lives of regular folks. They're just out there, they're fighting to stay alive, struggling because of debt. Unfortunately, it's a part of their daily lives. Now their lives are worth zilch because they're willing to bet their own lives to stay afloat. Well, we could even think of many songs that deal with people attempting against their own lives, like Sang-woo and the bathtub. That bathtub scene. We can think of Ozzy Osbourne's Suey Solution. Again, I can't say the word. Now you live inside a bottle. The Reaper's traveling at full throttle. It's catching you, but you don't see. The Reaper is you and the Reaper is me. The Reaper is both the hand and the alcohol. The hand that kills and the alcohol that will kill you slowly but surely. So both the player and the game, we can see the players in the game, debt and money. So this, juxtaposition is very deep. Let's think of another song. I thought about this one while watching the tug of war game, and it was Pull Me Under by Dream Theater. That part. Watch the sparrow fall and give no meaning to the love, and not today, no yet tomorrow, and some other day, right? I'll take 7 lives for one, and then my only father's son, as sure as I did ever love him, I'm not afraid. So this section of the song, it shows us the sparrows falling, the birds. We can see them as kind of like the losers. They're falling, flying, and then just going down. So we were watching these people fall, and the ones who are watching will have their lives changed forever as well. So unfortunately, we have to lose 10 lives in the tug of war game, and we have the father-son metaphor here. And in season 2, maybe Ilnam might be Guillaume's father. I don't know how they're going to develop the story arc, but Ilnam is a father figure regardless, right, throughout the games, and he treats Guillaume like a son, so we also have the analogy to bear in mind. Now on to game 4, the marbles game. So how about the song that's related to the marbles? Well, I thought about Disturbed and their song The Game. So let's look at the first stanza. Tell me exactly what I am supposed to do now that I have allowed you to beat me. Do you think that we could play another game? Maybe I can win this time. So this is the perfect stanza for Ilnam. He pretended he was confused, he was lost, while Guillaume took advantage of the situation. Well, no one can really blame the guy, right? When you see the Grim Reaper right beside you, you never really know how you might act. So the following stanza would be well fit to describe Ali's situation with Sang-woo, because obviously we're dealing with cheating and tricking here into giving away your marbles. You can trust me completely. If you even try to look the other way, I think that I could kill this time. So the beautiful relationship that was developed by Sang-byuk and number 240, Gi-Hun, is really painful to watch, because we know that one of the girls is not going to make it. So this part of the song by Disturbed can be linked to the situation. Look at this. Is she not right? Is she insane? Will she now run for her life in the battle that ends this day? So this is just to showcase how altruism plays out, since we might feel that Gi-Hun is crazy since she seems to accept her fate. But in fact, she's just okay with dying because Sang-byuk needs to keep going, because obviously she's got a purpose, while Gi-Hun is kind of hopeless and lost. And that's a very existentialist moment, you know. One can notice that if we don't really find meaning out of relationships and connections, you can have as much money as you want, but you're still going to be lost. Life is all about the emotions and the memories when it comes to the end. So we resort to the moments with the ones that we love as opposed to material things. This is way too painful, so let's skip to game number 5, the bridge game, which is not going to be any different, but I want to highlight 2 situations here. The first one is the thug, Deok-soo. He is pulled to his death by Min-young, who saddles her own debt with him. Here, for this situation, I remember the lyrics from Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers, you know. Under the bridge is where I drew some blood. Under the bridge, I could not get enough. Under the bridge, forgot about my love. Under the bridge downtown, I gave my life away. So these words relate to the situation. There's also a song by a Norwegian black metal band called Tulus. The song is called Morbid Curiosity, and the scene that they set with the words is somewhat akin to what we perceive from the perspective of the voyeurs, you know, from the audience. So check this out. The collector is quietly seated. So here it's a reference to the one who collects debt, but in this case, collects lives due to, you know, the ones who are indebted. Prepared for the scene about to occur. So, you know, the morbid curiosity is fully on. The rich people are watching and super engaged. In his eyes, pure agitation. In his mind, a joy, frightful spite and fascination. One attacks the other. Flesh torn, blood and gore makes the viewer call for more. This is the utmost atrocity, feeding his foul curiosity. Obviously, those VIPs, you know, they come to watch the game, so they are obviously sadistic men who pay to watch people die or fight for their lives. They're watching these chess horse pieces placed on the glass, whereas each player is actually on the real bridge. So the pieces themselves are highly symbolic, as they represent how the VIPs actually see human beings and also how important they think they are. So it means that lives, they're just like chess pieces, they're really comparing the players to horses that are bet on at racetracks. The VIPs recognize the players as subpar humans or even animals to be gambled on for sport. What's worse, they're not betting on the players for simply winning. They're betting on who they think will die or not, purely for their entertainment. And now, fellow musicologists, off to the very last game. Squid Game, round 6, the final battle. Only 2 players remain. But before that, we have the banquet scene, and there's a block party song with interesting matching lyrics. A heart of stone, a smoking gun. I can give you life, I can take it away. This is so El Nam. This is so front man. Wow. Why'd you feel so underrated, so negated? Meaning, why did you end up here? Why'd you come here? Turning away from the light. I see this as like accepting death, accepting the challenge that will put you right in front of death, right to meet death. Another song we can think of is The Last Fight by Bullet for My Valentine. I don't want to stand beside you, so that's Gi-Hun saying. I don't want to try to feel the pain you're going through, Sang-woo replies. Till the death you will see this through. Here, Sang-woo shows Gi-Hun he's willing to end his life because he knows Gi-Hun will try to stop the game so they can both go home. Do I fight or let it die? I am not your enemy. No silver lining on the cloud that covers you. Wow, this is beautiful and poetic. So sit and wait for death and pray it takes you soon. So this is the last interaction between these 2 friends, and it's heartbreaking. And at the same time, we think that Sang-woo will die and Gi-Hun wins. We think that by dying he loses and Gi-Hun wins, but this is basically not what's going on. Gi-Hun becomes kind of like a ghost when he goes home. Even with all the money that he's got, he's facing some sort of like limbo. He behaves like a ghost, like a zombie, and then he's reborn like the phoenix, now with red hair. Red being the color of domination, the color of the powerful rich, and the powerful law, meaning the police. Anyhow, that's what I've had for you. That was long, but I watched the show twice already, and I had to talk about this mapping process of scenes and songs. So to wrap this up, the very last scene between a dying El Nam and Gi-Hun fits perfectly into the lyrics of a song by Rollins band. The song is called Liar, and it's uncannily and eerily super close to the situation. Check this out. You think you're going to live your life alone, in darkness and seclusion. Yeah, I know. You've been out there, tried to mix with those animals, and it just left you full of humiliated confusion. So you stagger back home, and you wait for nothing but the solitary refinement of your room. Spits you back out onto the street, and now you're desperate and in need of human contact. So this is the first part that I wanted to analyze, and I see this as like El Nam being bored, looking for what he calls fun. He wants to feel something, whatever it can be, fear, joy, so he decides to join the game. Then he meets Gi-Hun, and we believe that he is his father. We don't know. But let's look at the next stanza. And then you meet me, and your whole world changes, because everything I say is everything you've ever wanted to hear. So you drop all your defenses, and you drop all your fears, and you trust me completely. This is a situation when they celebrate their friendship during that ramen meal. So Gi-Hun now sees this older guy as a father figure, kind of like a mentor. But then reality kicks in. Check this out. I'm perfect in every way, because I make you feel so strong and so powerful inside. You feel so lucky, but your ego obscures reality, and you never bother to wonder why things are going so well. You want to know why? Because I'm a liar. So that's just super powerful, but that's how we see things, between Il Nam and Gi-Hun. And that, my friends, my fellow musicologists, sometimes is the dark side of reality. Entropy is the universe wanting to move from a more organized state to a more chaotic one. And sometimes games and actions and interactions are all like that. They're chaotic, erratic, wrong, unethical, brutal. But if we confront it, if we talk about it, if we take lessons from these opportunities, then we grow as human beings. And we do so with the aid of music. That is sheer beauty. If you've managed to stay till this point, I salute you. Thank you kindly. Remembering that music is what music does. I'm signing out. Bye now.